So then we fast forward 50 years, very quickly. Beowulf's talking to Hygelac one moment, and the next thing you know, it's 50 years later, and Beowulf is the new king. And his land, the land of the yachts, is attacked by a dragon, and his hall is burned down. Beowulf was given bad news, the hard truth. His own home, the best of buildings, had been burned to a cinder. Yet the Prince of Rings Beowulf was too proud to line up with a large army against the Sky Plague. He had scant regard for the dragon as a threat, no dread at all of its courage or strength, for he had kept going often in the past through perils and ordeals of every sort after he had purged Heorot's hall. Beowulf ain't afraid of no dragon. He is ready to fight it, even though he's got to be at least like 60, 70 years old at this point. He is ready to go out and fight that dragon without a large army, basically by himself. And here's another passage of him sort of bragging. He says, "Men-at-arms, remain here on the barrow, safe in your armor, to see which one of us is better in the end at bearing wounds in a deadly fray. This fight is not yours, nor is it up to any man except me to measure his strength against the monster or to prove his worth. I shall win the gold, the dragon's gold hoard, by my courage, or else mortal combat, doom of battle, shall carry your lord away." Well, guess what happens? Mortal combat, doom of battle, does in fact carry him away. And in fact, Beowulf's men don't all listen to him. His one soldier, Wiglaf, runs out to help him and to fight against the dragon, but Beowulf is injured nonetheless. He wasn't able to defeat the dragon by himself, and he is killed in the battle. And the thing is, even though Beowulf was pretty pleased with himself that he's killed the dragon and he's gotten the gold and all of that stuff, in fact, he's really left his people in a pretty tight spot. Wiglaf, who becomes the new king after Beowulf, gives a long speech where he predicts that the yachts are in trouble, and here's some of the details from it. He says, "War is looming over our nation. Soon it will be known to the Franks and the Frisians, who are these other peoples around. Far and wide, it will be known that the king is gone. Also, the bad blood between us and the Swedes, another tribe, this vicious feud, I'm convinced, is bound to revive. They will cross our borders and attack in force when they find out that Beowulf is dead. Franks, Frisians, Swedes, basically anybody around, they're going to hear Beowulf is gone. They are no longer going to be afraid of the yachts, and they're going to attack while they are weak, and probably kill all of the men and enslave all the women and children, and that'll be the end of the yachts." That's basically what Wiglaf sees as the future of his people now that Beowulf is dead. And that basically is how the poem ends. Wiglaf gives that speech. Everyone just kind of nods their heads and says, "Yeah, that sounds about right." And they say, "Well, let's bury Beowulf while we're still alive." The yacht people begin to construct a mound on the headland, high and imposing, up on a hill overlooking the ocean. It was their hero's memorial. What remained from Beowulf's cremation fire, his ashes, they housed inside it, behind a wall as worthy of Beowulf as their workmanship could make it. They made a gigantic, beautiful memorial building where they housed Beowulf's ashes. So the yacht people, Beowulf's hearth companions, sorrowed for the lord who had been laid low. And these are the final lines of the poem. They said that of all the kings upon the earth, Beowulf was the man most gracious and fair-minded, the kindest to his people, and the keenest to win fame. The end.